The Hello Kitty Murder, a tale of horror and tragedy. A city's darkest secret. Hong Kong, 1999. A city alive with neon lights, bustling streets, and an energy that never faded. But behind closed doors, in a small apartment in the heart of Tsim Sha Tsui, something horrifying was unfolding. Something that would shake the city to its core. This is the tragic story of Fan Man-yee, a young woman whose life was taken in one of Hong Kong's most infamous cases, now known as the Hello Kitty murder. A fateful mistake. Fan Man-yee was 23 years old. She had faced many hardships in life, working to make ends meet and navigating difficult circumstances. But no one, no matter their past, deserved what happened to her. One decision changed everything. At some point, Fan had taken money from the wrong person. Chan Man-lok, a man with dangerous connections and a reputation for control. When he discovered the theft, he didn't just want repayment, he wanted revenge. Taken in the night, Fan was taken to a small, dimly lit apartment. The air was thick with cigarette smoke, the walls stained from years of neglect. Inside, she faced Chan and two of his associates. At first, they demanded repayment, but as the hours passed, the situation escalated. What started as punishment soon became a prolonged nightmare. A descent into horror. Fan endured relentless cruelty at the hands of her captors. The physical pain was unimaginable, but perhaps even worse was the psychological torment. She was beaten regularly, forced to endure degrading treatment, and kept in a state of constant fear. She was given little to no food, her body growing weaker with each passing day. Sleep was a distant memory. Every time she drifted into unconsciousness, she was jolted awake by another act of violence. Bruises covered her body, her skin burned from hot plastic that had been melted onto her arms. She must have wondered if anyone was looking for her, if anyone knew where she was. But inside that apartment, time lost all meaning. The walls closed in. The cruelty never stopped. For 27 days, she endured until her body could take no more. Her final moments must have been filled with pain and terror, her mind desperate for escape, but it never came. And when she finally took her last breath, the nightmare should have ended, but it didn't. A sinister cover-up. Now Chan and his accomplices had a problem. They had crossed a line they couldn't erase. In a desperate attempt to conceal what they had done, they tried to dispose of the evidence, but their method would make this case one of the most disturbing in history. In an act that defies understanding, they placed her remains inside a large Hello Kitty mermaid plush toy, a symbol of innocence now forever linked to something much darker, and life, for them, went on. Until the truth came out. The witness who knew too much. There had been someone else in the apartment, a 14-year-old girl. She had seen everything. At first, she remained silent, too afraid to speak out. But the weight of what she had witnessed became unbearable. One night, she fled. She ran to the authorities and told them everything. At first, the police found it hard to believe, but when they searched the apartment, they found the Hello Kitty doll and what was hidden inside. Justice in the courtroom. Chan Man-lok and his two accomplices were arrested. The trial that followed shocked the entire nation. The details of the case were too horrific to ignore, and the jury listened as the prosecution laid out the disturbing facts. The men claimed that Fan's death had not been intentional, that she had simply not survived their so-called punishment. but the jury saw through their words. In the end, they were convicted, not of murder, but manslaughter. Though they received life sentences, many felt justice had not been fully served. Echoes of a nightmare. The apartment where it all took place was eventually abandoned, but the memory of what happened there remained. The case became the subject of urban legends, films, and endless speculation. Fan Man-yee's life was taken far too soon, but her story serves as a reminder of the darkness that can exist behind closed doors, and a warning that justice, though sometimes imperfect, must always be pursued. Final words: crime stories like this one remind us of the importance of vigilance, of speaking out when something is wrong, and of seeking justice for those who can no longer do so themselves. In moments like these, we are reminded of the words of Haruki Murakami: "Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional." Fan's suffering was not optional. It was forced upon her by those who had lost all traces of humanity. But perhaps, by remembering her story, we can ensure that such suffering is not repeated. Until next time, stay safe.